I want to be a plant. I'm going to be a tree, to be advanced, to be in the future. I'm in the future. Can you see into my past? I lived in Berea, opposite of Shebeen. Rainbow Nation dream, mixed couple team moving towards a stream of energy, serene glow, controlled flow of matter.
My name is Kyla Philander. I was born in Johannesburg, but I've been living in Cape Town for the past 17 years. I'm a filmmaker and a rapper, and then to make money, I'm a waitress. So I was born in the 90s. I come from an interracial couple. And that's when South Africa was like kind of starting to adjust. Our democracy was introduced into 1994, where people like kind of say apartheid ended in 1990, you know? But for me, it's special because that time in our history is really special. So what I touched on today is about unlearning kind of the westernized system of education that I went through. I loved history in school, but I also they just touched on it. It was like barely like what we need to be exploring and going into. You know, people say apartheid's over, slavery ended like 300 years ago, but we're still living like the ramifications of that psychologically, financially, like emotionally, and that's what I was touching on, and that's what I want to do with my work. Like, create spaces for people to be able to engage with that and then move past it in a healthy way without just like sweeping it under the mat.
In order for the world to reach a more sustainable state, we have to start addressing the great inequalities within our society on a global scale. When I was in the 8th grade, we had one really small module on the colonization of Africa that was to be covered in one 45-minute lesson. And I thought to myself throughout the duration of this lesson, like, what in Oprah's name would make all these people who had no origin here come through and disrespect a place and its people in such malicious and violent ways? And it just sincerely hurt and distressed me.
I'm just really affected by just random people coming and fucking with my energy. And that just annoys me. It pisses me off. It makes me so angry. And I know that's not healthy for me or positive for me. So for me, it's just like a form of being able to process that and deal with it, break it down, unpack it so that I'm not so angry, because we're all human beings experiencing this horrible society that's been set up for us.
I aim to break down the violence, hurt, and low self-esteem caused by structural racism and misogyny, and I deliberately operate within mediums where people like me are othered, coming at you with an alternative, you know?
My ideal career choice was to change the world, and then the older I got, the more cynical I became. Like, I started watching The Practice and all of that, so I was like, no, I should become a lawyer. And then, so it's a whole bunch of media and pop culture influences that kind of made me just feel disillusioned about where I was at. So just my biggest skill is being able to tell stories, and I just find it really interesting, like all the different modes in which like I can explore in doing that.
Equality is a major theme within my life and my work and my dreams and my relationships, and since I'm here by the Design Indaba sharing, let me just share the major design tool that I use within my work, and that's empathy. And I get so angry sometimes, like really angry. And I needed a way to transfer that energy into productive and positive forces and unlock all that stuff that is being oppressed.
I think my creative process is quite sporadic. It changes constantly. The way I do my different projects, because I work in a ton of different mediums. So it's constantly evolving. It's like quite an organic, like natural process. And most of the time I'm really inspired by instances that happen to me on a day-to-day basis. I get a lot of attention based on my hair, my appearance. Being a woman of color, I take a lot of public transport, and I don't know, people just feel entitled to be able to say whatever they want to me or do whatever they want to me when I'm just walking in the street trying to get to work, you know? So very like those experiences affect me, and I want to talk about it and I want to articulate it to people. So I guess my creative process is born out of real life experiences that I feel compelled to speak about.